Hello everybody, my name is Sunney Rabbit, and in case you couldn't tell, Whitestorm is one of my favorite cats. So I finally made my way around to reading the super editions for all the cats who lived in the Prophecies Begin. So Yellowfang, Bluestar, Crooked Star, and Tallstar. I just finished reading Bluestar's Prophecy and read Yellowfang's Secret a couple weeks back. Whitestorm is one of the cats in the first series who instantly appealed to me as a character. He was shown as being wise and level-headed, advising Bluestar and Fireheart throughout the events of the Prophecies Begin. Fireheart chose Whitestorm as his deputy after Bluestar's death. He was the obvious choice at the time. Comforting Bluestar, he's already a senior warrior and was popular in ThunderClan. Whitestorm largely stands out as being more than just a side character despite not having a notable history in Series 1. He's just a guy, but in the best way. He's everyone's friendly grandpa. He's born in Bluestar's Prophecy to Snowfur and Thistleclaw. Snowfur is Bluestar's sister, so that would make Whitestorm and Bluestar related. Thistleclaw and Bluestar don't like each other very much. Thistleclaw wants to kill people. Bluestar is normal. Conflict ensues. Snowfur sees something in Thistleclaw and has a single kit with him, White Kit. And I wish there was another perspective on what Snowfur really likes about Thistleclaw. From what we've seen of him, he comes off as a jerk. Most of his clan likes him for being a strong warrior with the exception of Goosefeather, who gives a warning about his ambitions. Spotted Leaf says that Bluestar saved her clan from him in the last chapters of the Super Edition. There was an instance where he ordered Tigerpaw to attack and maybe even kill a kit. Both Spotted Leaf and Bluestar were witnesses, though they didn't report the incident to Sunstar. After briefly reading Spotted Leaf's heart before noping out in disgust, he seems somewhat charming through the interactions from Spotted Leaf's perspective, which is... All that aside, after choosing not to unpack it, Snowfur is stuck in the nursery with her kit and wants to get some outside time. She's nervous about leaving White Kit alone, but Bluestar convinces her to come along anyway. "It's okay, I'll see you again," she says, walking into oncoming traffic. The death of Snowfur causes more conflict between Thistleclaw and Bluestar. Bluestar sees Thistleclaw for the psychopath he is, but Thistleclaw has custody over his dead wife's baby. White Kit gets swept in between their bickering. Thistleclaw makes it clear that he doesn't want Bluestar spending a lot of time with White Kit. He doesn't want her to make him soft, that he's only allowing her to play with him. We get a really long time skip right to when White Kit becomes a warrior. Bluestar seems to come out with the most influence over Whitestorm given what we've seen, or at least enough influence that Sunstar doesn't want Bluestar mentoring him due to a conflict of interest. That alone says a lot about how Bluestar turned her behavior around after Snowfur died. Bluestar always takes the deaths of her loved ones extremely hard. She really put her best foot forward trying to raise her nephew. Whitestorm is probably one of the most thoughtful warriors in the series. There aren't a lot that I can attribute to really thinking through problems the way he does. If there's a cat that deserves a novella, it's probably him. I'm curious about what events made him turn out so wise. Wisdom among the senior warriors is something that hasn't really carried over from the first series. Hawkwing has a Whitestorm-esque vibe going on, starting off sort of hot-headed before mellowing out with age. But he already has an entire Super Edition dedicated to showing us his personality and the events that transpired to make him more thoughtful. The novella could go deeper into Whitestorm's relationship with his father, what his mentor was like, or a deeper look about how he got along with Tigerstar I. Whitestorm had a real presence in the books. The apprentices even kill Bone after Whitestorm is killed in the battle against BloodClan. It was his blessing that made Firestar choose Greystripe as deputy in one of the sickest deputy ceremonies we've had in the books. It probably helps that Series 1 had a smaller scale than the subsequent ones. We have cats around Whitestorm's age when he died. The wiki says he was around 6 years old when he died in the battle. We have a couple of cats who are around that age in ThunderClan. Ivypool, Molewhisker, and Cherryfall. Neither of them have an age like fine wine heir to them like Whitestorm does. There is some weirdness going on with how many kits he's had. Brindleface is his mate, having Ashfur and Ferncloud with him. Then he has kits with Willowpelt and has Rainwhisker, Sootfur, and Sorreltail. Willowpelt doesn't have any listed fathers for her first two litters, which were Darkstripe and then later Greystripe. This is probably one of those, the authors went back and tried to connect everything, since when these books were made the cats appeared from thin air situations. I could see maybe a younger Whitestorm fathering a litter of kits, realizing he wasn't in love with his mate and falling in love with someone else after some introspection. The timeline only has a small amount of time before Brindleface's litter and Willowpelt's litter, so it might not be entirely possible. Brindleface was essentially Whitestorm's foster sibling, so it could have had something to do with that. Who knows? For as much as I like Whitestorm, he died in Series 1, then showed up every so often in the supplementary material. As much as I'm skeptical as giving Series 1 cats novellas or Super Editions, as it either messes up the timeline or has continuity errors or allegiance mistakes. Whitestorm probably deserves some sort of story detailing his training as a ThunderClan apprentice. Adding some history for him would be largely, inoffensive. I personally think it would be hard to mess up a Whitestorm backstory book unless there were some inconsistencies with his personality or doing something with Thistleclaw. Thistleclaw is one of the only factors I could see being an issue given what I've read in Spotted Leaf's heart. We don't need any more Thistleclaw being a creep or killing more cats to understand why he went to the Dark Forest. It would be another Ashfur and Greystripe's vow situation, tacking on some bad behavior to an event in the past, so when we see them in the subsequent books we point and say, "Oh man, I hate that guy!" An easy way to fall into this trap would have Whitestorm being a large supporter of his father, getting to a fight with Bluestar about it, seeing Thistleclaw do something obviously evil, then making up with Bluestar near the final chapter. Instead, have the hypothetical Whitestorm's insert word here novella be about how he feels about his father's death. Does Whitestorm hate RiverClan cats? Did he think his father deserved it? Is that why he's so thoughtful or why he seems so reserved going into battle? But I beg of you, no prophecies. I don't want a Whitestorm prophecy. Leave my furry grandpa alone, Spotted Leaf. Get your grubby prophecy paws off him, StarClan.